Hello guys, Omni here. I just got back from seeing Bloodshot, so I braved the wilds, the horrors of this pandemic in order to let you guys know what is going on in the theaters for the movies that are actually going to be coming out. And whether or not it's worth it to go put yourself at risk to see such viewings. And I gotta say, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right out of the gate here. This one definitely no. It's not a terrible movie. It is not a bad film. It's not a good film. It's got some fun action for sure. This is more. It's very loosely based on the comic itself, from what I've read. That's just a little bit. I have done a little bit of research going into this film, just so I wasn't going in not knowing anything. This seems to be more based on the 2012 line of the Bloodshot. This does seem to be more loosely based on the 2012 version of Bloodshot. And aside from the narration and the history behind the character, there is a lot of creative liberties with this. They kind of take the name of the corporation that is funding this whole research that revives him back to life and gives him these upgrades from the first initial run. Aside from that, they kind of just blend it all together. He is Raymond Garrison, and he was a soldier that lost his life in combat in the Middle East and was given this second chance. And as we see from the trailers for this movie, which don't leave a lot of the plot structure to be left to the imagination. So that being said, I think you going into this without seeing the trailers would be definitely benefit you a lot. That being said, it still doesn't save the movie. Even so, there's one character in particular that I really enjoy, named Wiggins, he's a treat. He is definitely self-aware and kind of written in a way to be the audience in the film, and not in the way that you would have like C-3PO or R2-D2 where they're experiencing the world with you. He is commenting on the world at hand while this stuff's going down, and it's so close to breaking the fourth wall a little bit. As far as I can tell, all of the characters in this, aside from Raymond Garrison, are not in the comic. Not from what I remember, not from what I have read, not from what I have looked up either. Just to get that out of the way. That being said, there are some great set pieces in this. There is some good action sequences in this for sure. Vin Diesel is Vin Diesel in this movie. If you have seen Vin Diesel play any character in any other film, he's just that same character in this one. Copy and paste, drag and drop. He doesn't bring anything to the table in this except for a beefy man bod. And that's really it. A lot of the other characters, I can't even tell you their names. I can't remember them. But I looked up the character descriptions of all the characters that were in the comic at least as far as I didn't get, and none of them match up, at least via names I can remember or their abilities or enhancements. I didn't come across anybody that lines up with what was in the movie. There's a lot of immature humor in this film, despite the tone, and it is very much about, I'm not one of those people that goes into toxic masculinity or anything like that, but there's a lot of like size jokes. There is a lot of PP humor here and there that just feels so out of place. And then some other stuff, and it's like it recurs. There's a joke about 6 inches that comes up at least 6 or 7 times throughout the film. And I don't know what that was about. The performances in this movie, though, were really good, aside from Vin Diesel, because Vin Diesel was just a cardboard cutout that appears in movies every now and then to punch some stuff and talk about family and do these cheesy lines. And I don't get me wrong, I do enjoy that kind of stuff. I like the Fast and Furious movies. I like, Pitch Black and Riddick and all that kind of stuff. I do like the stuff that Vin Diesel does. Don't mean to count that against him, but he has a niche and he sticks to it, and he sticks to it here. Everybody else around him performs beautifully. There is a lot of tropes that are quite dated. Um, and I feel like this could have been made if the technology was ready more early in the 90s, and it would definitely feel like it the time, aside from the futuristic aspects of it, as far as like the humor, the characters themselves, the way they act. And I gotta say, and some of the CGI in this is pretty decent. The editing and the action is not the best, except for in the slow-mo shots, because really it's the slow-mo shots where you actually get to see the action. It's one of those films where the action is just cut a lot to keep to the point, so that you don't really have to catch any of the inaccuracies in the choreography. So that's another kind of detractor, but it would never stop being fun, at least for me. It kept the energy going, it kept the energy moving. A lot of the stuff that's in the trailer, you kind of get past that in the first act of the movie, and then aside from some of the big action set pieces that show off in the trailer, like him fighting the guy with the robot arms, that comes up later in the film. And you know, there's some parts of that fight that where it gets extended, especially on the elevator, where it looks like it was a recent PC game. Like, this looks like it could be a cutscene in Cyberpunk that is coming out, and it it's very noticeable because it cuts between clearly a film shot, and I think it's the color grading and the color correction or the saturation or the filter or something about the coloring of the image. Now the characters, the models themselves don't look that off, but even like the sets, the grounds, the elevator shaft itself changes hues and tone when they go from these CGI shots to these live action shots. And it's, at least for me, it was really noticeable. Not bad. It was a high quality video game and it felt like one after a point. But I don't know. This isn't a movie I would run out and go see by any means. I think I don't, again, it's more, if I had to give it like a number grade, it's a 5 to a 6 as far as quality of movie, but as far as entertainment and some of the stuff, because it's bad, is entertaining. So in that factor, maybe a little more around a 7-ish. It's not, it'll at least get you chuckle when you're not taking it seriously. That's how I feel about it anyway. But it's a fun watch. It's not worth the pandemic. Wait for this to come out on video or on digital. That's my recommendation, at least for this film. And that, who knows? Given this current situation, this might even be my grading scale for the near future. Is should you leave or wait on this movie to test the waters on this? We'll see how this all goes. We got a couple things out. I might go see The Hunt tomorrow, so we'll see how that pans out. Now, knowing that movie is clearly a satire, which was kind of what I thought, but a lot of people got really worked up about that movie. I might actually check it out tomorrow. So I don't know. A lot of the movies I was looking forward to coming out next month are no longer coming out next month. So again, New Mutants got pushed back again. Damn this virus. I swear, we're never seeing that movie. It's not real. It doesn't exist. The trailers are all we have of that film, and until it comes out, you can't tell me otherwise. That's it today, guys. Let me know what you thought. If you risked the wilds to go see it, let me know down in the comments what you guys thought of the movie, because I would love to hear your opinions. Aside from that, sound off in the comments. We'll carry on any conversations after the video. If you guys like this, support the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Stay safe out there, everybody, and take care.